question that I keep getting asked, and it is quickly becoming a pet peeve as well. How much does it cost? Or even worse, how much per graft? I'm going to cover this one in a bit more detail because it's really important, I think, for you guys to get your head around this, not just in dealing with us, but when you are doing your research generally for a hair transplant with us or any other clinic. I think it should be a massive red flag if a clinic is talking to you in terms of price per graft. So for instance, 2-3 euros USD AUD per graft, whatever it might be. Or alternatively, they're telling you that we will do it for X amount for 4,000 grafts. Now, that's really attractive as a customer because obviously you've got a price that you can work with. You've got a number in your head and it's set in stone and you're going to get 4,000 grafts for, $10,000, whatever it might be. The problem I have with this is twofold. Number one, until the day of your procedure, it is nearly impossible to know exactly how many grafts any transplant patient needs. It's not to say that we can't have a look at your bald spot and figure out exactly how big it is and the volume and whatever it might be and measure it from here to here and tell you you've got, 10 square centimeters of bald area, whatever it might be. That's great. We can figure out how bald you are. That's not difficult. I mean, just look in the mirror, tilt your head down, you can pretty much figure out how bald you are pretty quickly. The issue is that once it comes to the number of grafts that any transplant takes, we really can't know that until the day of the procedure. This is something that pretty much all clinics don't want to admit. Surgeons, technicians, booking agents, whoever you want to talk to, don't want to admit this, but it is the God's honest truth. And the reason we can't talk about the number of grafts is quite simple. Everybody is different. Every hair type is different. Every donor area is different. Every single graft is different. I've talked about this many times before. A single graft can have 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 hairs in it. That's what was really good about my first transplant. That's what I was quite lucky with, really, is that when they started taking those donor grafts from the back of my head, they immediately started laughing behind me and essentially being more than excited and gleeful about the fact that every single one of my grafts was a 3, 4, or 5 hair graft. So in one single graft, there was multiple hairs. That's terrific for density, right? Because let's just say that someone's told you need 4,000 grafts. Is that 4,000 hairs? Is that 6,000 hairs? Is that 8,000 hairs? There's no way of knowing until you take those individual grafts. That's why it's complete nonsense to talk about the number of grafts that you need. Now, second to that is, on the day of the procedure, right, we will have a look at your donor area. We will have an in-depth look at your baldness and what you want to achieve, and we will make a plan as to what it takes to give you the outcome that you want for your age and the stage of your balding cycle. All right, that changes for a 60-year-old compared to a 20-year-old. If a 20-year-old comes to me and wants a hair transplant, 9 times out of 10, I actually tell them, mate, please wait. Okay, because we don't know what the finished product, what your finished balding status is going to be at 20. Chances are if you've started balding at 20, you're going to keep going for a fair while. I don't know too many 20-year-olds that are Norwood 6, 7 horseshoe bald. If you are, my sincere condolences and give me a call. We will try to help. But 9 times out of 10, the balding process is really, really slow. Okay, so it's something that we need to monitor. It's something that we need to plan for. So if you come to me at age 40 and you're a Norwood 3 or 4, we're going to come up with a strategy that gives you a hair transplant that ideally gives you a result that you're happy with, but also leaves you enough donor hairs for further transplants down the line. If you're a 65-year-old guy and you've decided, oh, God damn it, I'm sick of being bald my whole life and now I want hair, that's a totally different scenario, right? You're probably a one and done, and we can fully exploit your donor area and do a mega session and load you up. Having said that, there's still negatives to doing that, and there's things we need to worry about, like transecting grafts and over harvesting and over implanting and shock loss and all types of trauma that will happen in your head when you do a mega session that we try to avoid. So getting back to the key point of this video, if anybody, any clinic, any booking agent, any surgeon is talking to you in terms of dollars or euros per graft, or you need this many grafts, before the day of the surgery, before they've shaved your head and sat you in the seat and actually started taking grafts out the back of your head, red flag and run. Okay, we don't do that. We don't talk in terms of the number of grafts. What we do talk in is time in the seat, because really that's all you pay for. Like in any culture, like in any country, like in any economy, the staff get paid per hour. If you're in that seat for 4 hours, guess what? Your treatment's going to be cheaper. If you're super bald and you're in that seat for 10 hours, guess what? Your treatment's going to be more expensive. It has nothing to do with the number of hairs that they do in that time. We have complex cases that use less hair, but because of the type of hair and the angles and all of the little nuances of that case, take longer and cost more. Then we have simple cases, straight, easy, flat hair that's simple to extract, simple to implant, and we can do, who knows, by the end of the day, 5,000, all right? Won't cost as much as a complex case that does less grafts if they can do it quicker. That is the simple reality of it. Charging per graft and per hair, nonsense. We don't talk about it. We don't do it. When you come to us for a quote, when you come to us asking for a price, and I say this every single day in the Instagram messages that we reply to, book in a consultation, we will have a discussion, and based on your individual hair loss needs, we will provide you with a quote. It's the only way it should be done. It's the only way we'll do it.